everybody, and happy Saturday to you. Welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore, and I hope that everyone has had a great week. I hope you're having a great weekend. The weather here is just phenomenal. We haven't had any rain today, but I don't know if we have escaped it completely or not. But right now, the sun is shining everywhere. I went outside briefly, and it's hot out there, but it's not as muggy as it usually is this time of the year. But anyway, before we start with today's show, I always have to give out the URLs, and so I'm going to take a minute to do that. And you take a second to grab yourself a piece of paper and something to write with, and then we will get right on it. All right, so the first one is, of course, to my Spreaker account. It is what my show is broadcast through every Saturday at 6 p.m. Okay, so here we go. It is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. If you want to Facebook me, and you can, and I do invite you to do so, that is https://www.facebook.com/Vivian E. Moore. You can check out my Pinterest page, which is https://.pinterest.com/Vivian Moore 48. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. And if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, feel free to do so. That is https://Instagram.com/God's Property 51. And I would love for you to check out my website. I haven't been out there lately, and I promise you I will go out there and update it because I have a lot of new stuff to put out there, but I just haven't had the time yet. Which is https://VivianMoore.wixsite, that's WIXSITE.com/author Vivian Moore. And also my blog is updated weekly. The script that I write for my shows on Saturday, I upload them to my blog page, and that is vivianemore.blogsite.com. And also, if you want to check out my blogcast, is what I call it, but it's a podcast. You can check that out on iTunes, and I give out the web address for that when I send out what the show is going to be about on Instagram each Saturday. And the reason why I tell you this is because it's a long address, and I really don't want to have to give it out twice. If you could just go there and just look at it for yourself if you want to check out the show that way. And I do invite you to do that. All right, so let's get started with today's show. The title of today's show is Free Your Mind, and the topic is the benefits of meditation. One of the things I always do in the mornings when I awake is pray. It is one of my morning rituals, and I do it religiously. It prepares me for whatever the day might bring. I practice meditation daily in one form or another, and it helps to clear my thoughts, and it is especially useful when it comes to writing. Sometimes I have trouble focusing. My sister says that I have attention deficit syndrome, and I disagree with her because I'm able to multitask, to do many things at one time, and still know exactly what I'm doing. I'm very focused on what I'm doing, but at other times I am sort of easily distracted. So I guess by keeping my mind engaged, by doing multiple things, as opposed to doing one thing, it lessens the amount of my mind traveling to places. But anyway, meditation helps to clear my thoughts And sometimes, like I said, my mind is just everywhere at once. And, I think it's because my schedule is so hectic. And it seems like, that there are fewer hours in the day to achieve everything that I need to do. So meditation is a way for me to maintain control over stress and also writer's block. There are many ways that this method of reducing or redirecting your thoughts is beneficial, such as physical, mental, emotional, and my favorite, spiritual health. Meditation reduces stress. It improves concentration. It encourages a healthy lifestyle. The practice increases self-awareness. It increases happiness. It increases acceptance. And it slows aging. The practice, it also benefits cardiovascular and immune health. I bet you weren't aware of all these perks, now were you? Because I wasn't either. I looked them up, and so this was just a small list of things that meditation is beneficial for. Now, our moods, they work as a catalyst for many problems associated with life in general. Depression is a major issue that many people suffer with, and meditation is a wonderful way to help to suppress the symptoms. And, some individuals seek, quietness to deal with this disorder, while others use food as a device. They drink, they overindulge in that, and some even take drugs to mask the signs. And I'm not talking about prescription drugs per se, but just drugs in general. Why expose your body to all of these unhealthy practices when you can just go to a neutral space, block out everything else, and just meditate? At one time, I suffered from anxiety attacks, and mostly because this was during my younger years, when my children were very young, and I wore many hats too back then. I was a wife and a mother. I was attending college, and at one time I was working part-time too, if you can believe. I was able to actually get that in too with everything else on my plate. But I have to admit that that I wasn't a superwoman then, and I'm not a superwoman now. And so this became overwhelming, and the natural inclination for anybody in a situation like this is to shut down. But I couldn't do that and do everything else that that my daily functions required. Because like I said, I was a mother, and I had school and just a multitude of things that needed my attention. So what I had to do was learn how to deal with the anxiety issues. And so, and I didn't want to take prescription drugs, because when I had my first panic attack, I have a son that still has asthma, but it is in remission. But when he was younger, as a baby, he suffered with this, and so we spent a lot of time in the ER and inpatient in a hospital, and so that was a lot of stress. That was added stress to go along with everything else. And so when I would experience these attacks, it would be at times when I was actually calm, doing nothing, when it would hit me. And so, of course, I didn't know what was going on. So I went to the doctor, and so I was diagnosed with having anxiety attacks. And of course, they prescribed antidepressants for me for that condition. And I don't know about other people, but I know for myself, it put me in like a zombie type of state, to where I couldn't function, and I slept a lot. And, I just felt like an airhead, like there was nothing going on up there at all. And I knew that that was not a way for me to live my life, having everything suppressed, to a point to where, I was ready for the loony bin or whatever. But, what I discovered was that meditation was a way for me to gain control of the disorder, and not have to resort to using chemical stimulation to help me abate this issue. But so before I went to bed each night, I would tune the radio to soothing music. Classical was my choice, and it is my favorite. And I focused on the melodic sound of the instruments. Each chord of the violin or the piano, it helped me to center myself and enabled me to fall asleep stress-free. Coupled with the morning routine of meditation, it became the best defense for the panic attacks, and like a balm for my body, for my spirit, and for my mind. That was the best thing that I could have ever done for this condition. And this simple technique helped me to overcome the suffocating effects of the illness. Little did I know it would translate over into my professional life as a writer. And those of you who write for a living know exactly of what I speak. There are deadlines and edits and changes and rewrites associated with this profession, and at times it can get the better of us, even a seasoned writer. And so I'm being candid about the discussion today because of last week's topic, transparency in writing. Opening up about difficult subject matter is yet another form of meditation. Out with the bad, in with the new, right? It's a form of internal cleansing that eliminates the bad energy and allows good energy to flow freely. Our minds are incubators for stressful thoughts, that they grow daily when we hold it all inside instead of freeing our minds through meditation. Now, I'm not a scientist nor a physician, but intelligent enough to know that the changes in my body, mind, and soul are better when I practice meditation. So remember, meditation is better than medication. Say it with me. Meditation is better than medication. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I always want to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to hold you longer than necessary. I figure 15 minutes is long enough for me to give you this little small commentary just to uplift you just a bit, because we all could use that. But to uplift you even more, invite someone to go out and worship with you tomorrow. It's worship day tomorrow. Invite a family friend. Invite a family member, someone who does not have a church family of their own. Invite them out to worship with you. And remember, tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. And today may be the only day that you get to say that. I love you. I hope you love me back. Until next week at 6 p.m., God bless you and goodbye.